All right, in this review video, we are going to review how to find the volume of three-dimensional shapes. In your table of contents and at the top of the page, write volume review. Hit pause to set that up. When you're ready to move on, hit play. All right, first of all, just a quick review. Again, if you still have this in your notes from when we did this originally, you don't have to copy it down again. You may want to jot down the formulas, though, so that you have those right there in your notes. You don't have to go to a separate notebook, so that's up to you. All right, volume, remember that means the amount a container will hold, or its capacity. All three-dimensional figures have volume. You imagine if you filled a three-dimensional shape up with like water, the volume is how much it would hold. And with volume, we measure it in cubic units. That's going to be like inches cubed or feet cubed or whatever. Our general formula for finding the volume of a prism is the area of the base times the height. Now remember, this doesn't just mean the base, it's the area of the base times the height. And depending on the type of prism, you're going to use a different area formula here. So we learned some more specific formulas depending on the type of prism. So let's quickly just practice one of each of those shapes. All right, first, with a rectangular prism, the area of the base is a rectangle, so we do length times width to find the area of the base times the height of the prism. For a triangular prism, a triangle is the shape of the base, so we do base times height divided by 2 to find the area of the triangle times the height of the prism. Again, if you want to hit pause and jot these down in your notes so you have them right there, that might be a good idea. Okay, when you're ready to move on to an example of each, you can hit play if you need to hit pause to copy the formulas. All right, so this is a rectangular prism, and we're just going to practice real quick finding the volume of the rectangular prism. So we write the formula first. Volume equals length times width times height. And looking at my rectangular prism, it's kind of hard to let me do this. There we go. So we have our length, width, height. And I'm just going to plug those in. 8 times 4 times 9. And you'll want to have your calculator right there, ready to go. And we just punch it in. 8 times 4 times 9. We like the volume of the rectangular prism because it's the easiest one to do. You just multiply the 3 numbers together. And then remember, we always want to write the units on our answer. For this one, it's volume, so it's cubic units. So it would be meters cubed. 288 meters cubed. And again, I just multiplied those 3 numbers together. All right, next shape, let's practice one of the triangular prisms. So first I need to write my formula. Volume for the triangular prism, base times height divided by 2 times the height of the prism. Now remember, base times height divided by 2, this is coming from the triangular base. And then the height of the prism is the side that connects the 2 triangular bases. So let's look at that. I see my triangular base right here. Remember, the base and the height form the right angle. So base and the height of the triangle would be 5 and 12. And then the height of the prism is the side that connects the 2 triangular bases, this one and this one. So 17 is the height of the prism. So then I just plug that in my formula. So it would be 5 times 12 divided by 2. I'll do that all at the same time, and then I'll multiply that times 17, which is the height of the prism. So 5 times 12, I know that's 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30. And then I do 30 times 17, and that gives me 510. And again, my units, they didn't give me units, so I'm going to just say units cubed. Okay, if you have a question on how I got this, hit pause and raise your hand and I can come work through it with you. So this is volume of a triangular prism. So those are our prisms. Now let's review volume of pyramids. Again, you don't have to copy this unless you want to have that general formula copied down. Volume for a pyramid is 1/3 of that of a prism. So our volume formula for a pyramid is that area of the base times the height, but then remember we multiply it times 1/3, which is the same as dividing by 3 at the end. Okay, so to calculate the volume of the pyramid, find the base area of the figure times the height of the figure, and then multiply by 1/3 or divide by 3. So let's try one. So I'm going to start with the volume of the square pyramid. Do this with me in your notes. Volume of the square pyramid. So since it's a square pyramid, I'm going to have 1/3, and then what's the area of a square? It's going to be 1/3 length times width times height. And then I'm going to save that 1/3 for the end. Now, since I know that this is a square pyramid, if the length of the base is 4, I know the width of the base is also 4, because it's a square on the bottom. The length and the width are the same. So I'm going to say 4 times 4, and then the height of the pyramid there is 6. Okay? From here, I want to multiply length times width times height in my calculator, and that gave me 96. And then I save that 1/3 for the end, and I just divide that 96 by 3. And I get 32 centimeters cubed. Again, if you have a question about this process, hit pause and raise your hand. So volume of a square pyramid, my formula is 1/3 length times width times width. Wait, what did I just say? 1/3 length times width times height, and then you multiply length times width times height divided by 3. Let's practice now. This is a triangular prism. Pyramid. Hello. Wake up, Michelle. 1/3, and then we do that same volume formula from the prism. So 1/3 base times height divided by 2, again coming from the triangular base, and then the height of the pyramid is what's going from top to bottom. So I see here's my height, because it's going from the apex, that top point, to the bottom, and then here is my base and my height that are forming that right angle right there. Okay, so I'm going to plug my numbers into the formula. 1/3 times base times height would be 17 times 14.7 divided by 2. I'm going to do that all at the same time, times the height of the pyramid, 13.9. Alright, so I'm going to start by finding the area of the triangular base. 17 times 14.7, and then divide that by 2. I'm going to write what I've got. I have 124.95. Next, I'm going to multiply that times the height of the pyramid, which is 13.9. So I hit times 13.9 in my calculator. It gave me 1736.805. My last step after I multiply those together is to just hit divided by 3. And so my answer is 578.935, and that would be centimeters cubed. Now, depending on the directions, we may round that to the nearest hundredth, we may round it to the nearest tenth. We would just have to read what the directions say to do. Okay, so volume of a square pyramid, 1/3 length times width times height. Volume of a triangular pyramid, 1/3 times base times height divided by 2 times the height of the pyramid. If you have a question about any of these volume formulas or how to use them, just hit pause and raise your hand. All right, this has been your review of volume. You should be ready now to try the digits assignment.